Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League video. Today will be match number 19 in our Lorwyn Eclipsed Arena Gauntlet League run. This is closing out close to week number 4 here, and we are playing our Shadowmoor pool, the later of the two pools that we have access to here, with this Esper Tempo deck that has done relatively well so far here. And we've got, just some decent rares. Got an extra walker in our last pack here. Not a ton of creatures, but a lot of interaction and removal. Lots of card draw with things like Requiem Monolith to help us in that respect. And we are looking to recover from yesterday's loss and see if we can get back on track into the winning column and finish out the week strong. Heading into today's match, here is the current standings with us over here on the right, currently sitting in 25th place with that 11-7 record. I'm playing my matches relatively early on in this week again, so we've got a lot of players sitting down there at 11-4 and stuff who are still behind us a bit, but they will have time to catch up and have a head start on us as well. So we're looking good for now, but obviously going to drop just a little bit. On the left there, we got some 15-5, some ending at 14-6. Best we can end with is 13-7, which would be good for a top 10 spot right now. But 13-7 usually puts you somewhere in the 20s by the end of week 4, which is, again, still a pretty decent spot. But from here, we need to finish the league 9-3 to be able to make that finalist spot. So some work to do, but our current opponent in the way is DiabolicMachine, who's got a record of 8-8 in 103rd place, playing a straight green-white deck, nice old assertive green-white. And their Shadowmoor pool is currently 2-3, so not the strongest record with the Shadowmoor pool. The Lorwyn pool is picking up the slack, but that is the case with a lot of different players here as well. Now, when it comes to their lifetime AGL record, they've got a lot of wins, 230 and 194 losses, putting their win percentage around 54%. Mine's over there a little bit closer to 56, and we have played twice before, and I did get 2 wins against DiabolicMachine, so we're going to see if I can keep my win streak going. Now, when it comes to badges, they've got me beat on that. I got them beat 2-0, but they got me beat on badges. They have 3 finalist badges as well as a recent pennant win. And I've got the 1 finalist and the 1 top 16 as well. So, tough match against DiabolicMachine. A little bit of a rival of mine here. We've already played a few matches. And we are 1 match away. I guess if you include this one, 2 matches away from finishing out week 4. Already qualified for week 5, but we're not looking for just week 5. We're looking for week 6 and beyond here. So we are going to head right into this game. See you in game 1. Let us play first here in this matchup and get a hand that is relatively keepable. No creatures to play, but tons of interaction and removal here. So we'll see if this can go the distance for us or not. Looked like they had a play, but chose not to play it. I'm just going to go ahead and use this now while I know it can actually get some value here. Helpful Hunter, as opposed to holding up a removal spell. Yeah, I think that's going to be better for us. Gets us a little bit closer to an extra land here, which I can play here. Probably go get another blue for unexpected assistance next turn, I think. Means we can't use Feed the Cycle without foraging, but I think that's okay. That card is good. Can I do anything about it, though? So can they flip it? They can't flip it. It has Death Touch. I can cast Unexpected Assistance. Next turn I can forage using Feed the Cycle here. Nowhere to run. Doesn't do anything unless I 2-for-1 to myself, which might not be the end of the world with double Slumbering Walker in my deck. I think I'm just gonna... Well, actually, no, I could do this and then know where to run it, but I think using Unexpected Assistance is still going to be better for me. Let's be a little bit more of an assertive green-white deck. We do relatively well against those kind of decks. with this deck, I've noticed. So I think I'm just going to take this 3. Used Unexpected Assistance here. Sure. Severely missing out on black mana, but we have a lot of good interaction. I think I want to keep the land, so I can use Blowout to bounce this thing and then feed the cycle to kill this thing, potentially. So keeping these... Glimmer Burst is more card draw, more removal. Shimmer Creep is just another creature we probably need to keep. Embrace is fine. So do I have to get rid of Glimmer Burst here? I think I do. Changeling Wayfinder. Does that change what I'm gonna do? So if I use Changeling Wayfinder, get a black, then I can use Bogslither's Embrace to exile this thing. I'd still have to take 3 next turn. That's okay, I think. This guarantees that I kind of continue my board presence slash get more black mana. We have like all of our black cards here. I think we only have 6 in the whole deck and we've drawn 4. Go ahead and just get rid of that. Attack here. Next turn we have 6 mana. Can bounce something if we need. Can remove a couple things if we need. We can't double spell with Shimmer Creep, which is a bit annoying, but we're controlling the board nicely currently. Okay. And okay. Both of those are pretty good. We just keep... I think we've drawn almost all of our black spells here. Looks like it's probably just a straight green-white deck. The Embrace is not super great right now, so I'm probably doing Feed the Cycle plus Nowhere to Run while foraging. So let's forage and kill... I think just Tristan here. Using almost all of our removal at this point. And now we've got Nowhere to Run. Do I do this at sorcery speed or instant speed? Whenever this or another thing, target creature gets +1/+1 and trample. I guess I could do this in response to whatever this trigger is going to be. So kind of like ruin one of their targets here. The disadvantage of doing it this way is that they do get a chance to respond with a trick, but I can't... Usually tricks are not very common at this point in League, but we'll see. Alright, 1 removal spell left. Sure. Shimmer Creep does nicely against that. I might just need to get my creature down and play a 2/3 flyer here. I'd love to be able to double spell with Shimmer Creep, but haven't been able to do that yet, so just make them recast the champion here. We've used a lot of removal, and he's still got a lot of stuff over there, so we haven't quite stemmed the bleeding enough, I think. We're going to have to take at least 3, maybe 4 here. Down goes one of our creatures, and then they play champion? No? Or another Kithkin, so it doesn't really matter about champion here. So in order to cast the Embrace this turn, I'm going to have to Blight. I could kill my own Changeling Wayfinder. It's not doing much as an 0-1 except a chump blocker, basically. I think that's fine. And I think I'm going to do it on the champion because it does exile. I can get this thing back if I draw one of my Slumbering Walkers, potentially. Let's try this. Do have a 3/5 now. They've got 2 cards left in hand. It's a bit annoying. Now they can attack for 4, potentially 5 here. If they draw a land next turn. I thought this one cost 4. This one does cost 5 mana, so I could potentially have to go to 6. Play Shore Lurker. Maybe I draw something. We'll see. Okay, take 5 down to 6. Not bad. Why would you tap like that? Yep, that seems pretty good. Okay. Now I've got Swat Away to protect against any sort of activation or anything crazy here. I have a flyer. 3 counters on it, you say. So it becomes a 5/5 with trample. That's probably going to have to get swatted away. What can I get back here? Just the Wayfinder? I can get back the Cleric. That's going to be pretty good, too. No reach. But an instant here, notably. I'm pretty easily forecasting Swat Away, but obviously I have to do it this way. I don't really have a choice, so... Oh yeah, I forgot. They could just use this. I thought this was sorcery speed only for some reason. So I can block with Slumbering Walker. They go to use Timid Shield Bearer, and then I swat away the Guardian here. That is what I'm hoping happens, but other things could happen here. There's an Erdu, and a Wistfulness, and a Selfless Safe Right all in this pool. Those are all quite good. If they do have like a Fight or Bite removal spell, that would be pretty bad for me here, because this only works when they're attacking me here. There's the Fight. Getting rid of the Walker. Yeah, makes sense. And they can give it trample. They have another fight? Another removal spell. I mean, the cat is fine to get rid of. Ooh, they did not attack into Swat Away. Alright, well I have 5 in the air here. And I think I need to push a bit. I'm not dead on the backswing. I do have Swat Away. They have this. I can bounce it. There's some things I've got. So I got another blocker as well. Fairly certain they obviously know that I have this, but I can't really do anything about it. It's pretty much face-up information at this point, but it is something. Okay, pass to blockers. Let's do this and this. I should have done this before blocks, probably. Alright, do they have anything that gives hexproof? Oh, if they top deck Safe Right here, that's gonna be so annoying. Blossoming Defense, Snakeskin Veil, and Selfless Safe Right. Okay. They have 3 ways to give hexproof here. I should have done this pre-blocks. That was a bit of a punt. So if they drew any one of those 3 spells, I am just cooked. Okay, let's see. They got it. Oh, man. Yep. Okay. What a top deck. Wait. What happened? Wait. Was it the Nowhere to Run? As though they didn't have hex... This might be the first time Nowhere to Run has ever come up in my entire life. Wow. Okay. Wow, okay. A little bit crazy there. What can we do against this here? So, usually against these lower to the ground creature decks, I take out these bigger things that just like... Flyers are pretty good, but I need like bigger toughnesses earlier on. So what else do I have in the way of options for that then? Could have gotten that with the Seam Rip, but your 1/1 was still a better choice at the time. That could have gotten what? I'm not exactly sure. Could have gotten... Oh, the hexproof. Yeah, that would have been a crazy line. If he could have gotten the Nowhere to Run, it's knowing. So things like 2/4s are pretty good. Knowing that he could draw a hexproof trick, that would have been insanely good. Is there any good artifact or enchantments that I need to care about here? Seam Rip, Pitiless Fists, not Not really. Wickerfolk Thresher was the only artifact, so I don't think Radiant Strike is... Well, Radiant Strike does hit tapped creatures, so that's probably still good enough here. Usually Sunset Saboteur is pretty bad on the draw, so taking that out for something like, you know, even a 2-mana 1/3 that can draw an extra card later is not horrible. Yeah, I think this looks relatively okay. I like this plan better than our first one. Okay, well, and Graspling, not a ton of flyers that I saw. There's the Airdo, but that's just a bomb that'll beat me really no matter what. Okay. Anything I need to change here? White still more than blue. Yeah, let's try this. Ooh, what a game one. I did not expect that ending. Nowhere to run. Doing some work there. So these matchups are usually pretty good for us because of the amount of removal we can have. It's just like, can I get a flyer down, like my 2-mana 2/1 flyer or something, and then just start pecking in while bouncing a lot of their stuff, and then getting some extra card drawn and removing a thing, getting more card drawn, and then just kind of going from there. That's usually what works out relatively well in this. But the downside is I'm on the draw, and sometimes they could just curve out and completely destroy me with a green-white Kithkin's deck, but we'll see. Adept Water Shaper is in here. Placid Prowler is in here. Don't know if they had a second color or not. Or, sorry, a third color or not, but... Okay, a couple removal spells. Big Butt 3-drop. I think it seems fine. And removal spell here, so we'll keep this. I don't know if I'll play Dragonstorm or not. Let's see. I think I will. I think it's pretty important to make sure I can get my lands. There are some lands. Discard a card. I kind of like them all, if we're being honest. Maybe get rid of one black. This gets a white, that gets a blue. I've only got one black card in hand. I got plenty more turns to draw into more lands here. I could get rid of the Lamenter and then get it back with Walker on turn 5. That's actually not bad either. It means next turn my only play is going to be Nowhere to Run, but that's also fine. I can use Evolving Wilds next turn. So let's try this. As long as it doesn't have Graveyard Hate. Noggle, Robber, make a treasure. Sure. I think I'm going to do this before it goes back to his turn with all the mana here. Treasure could mean, let's see if this gets priority. That does have priority. Or it could just be this, though. In fact, it probably is that. If it wants to use, what's it called, the Blossoming Defense right now. Oh, well, actually, never mind. This will still get through Blossoming Defense, as we just learned. I think I'll do it now. I mean, it gets the Blossoming Defense, but it would still get +2/+2, so it would save the Noggle Robber here. Gets an extra treasure. Next turn could have up to 6 mana, which might be problematic for me, but if it's just some big creature, even if it's an Airdo, I can deal with that with Liminal Hold. Same thing with Wistfulness. That is a creature in the deck. There's the Airdew. Alright. Kind of happy it was Airdew here, because I do have the immediate answer, which is pretty good. Oh, never mind. I forgot. It's got the leopard. Well, the leopard's going to get this really no matter what. So if I use this, has to sacrifice the leopard, then I can use Bogslither's Embrace. Yeah, I mean, I know the leopard's going to get it, but kind of forcing his hand here. Going to have to take 4. Leopard will get Liminal Hold. If I draw a 2 or a 3 drop, I can Embrace and... Okay, found a Plains. I could Embrace and Blight onto it. That way I can double spell. I don't want to just play Slumbering Walker, because then Airdew's coming back. Yeah, just lots of 2/2s and cheap creatures. Could also do this... If they do this on my end step, then I kind of have to just play Slumbering Walker here. Yeah. Okay, I guess it's just Slumbering Walker, and I have to take 5 from Airdew next turn. Okay, let's get back our creature. Pretty good blight target for the Bogslither's Embrace now, but here comes Airdew. What does this one do again? Activate to like draw some cards or something? Yeah. I mean, both of these are good blight targets with the Embrace. Even the Walker is fine. Yep, gain a bunch of life. Walker goes down. Take 8. So I can draw a card, but I can't play another creature here. If they draw a land, they could attack me for 6, and I can't do anything about it. So I might just need to... If I draw a card, I have to hope I can do something else. If I play the Moonrise Cleric, it's the same thing. They just attack me for 6. But if I draw the card, I can at least soak up 2 or 3 of it here. I think I need to get another creature on the board. Monolith looking a little bit worse here later in this game, considering I could be at 3 life here. Okay, I'm at 7. Nope, okay, that's okay. I can deal with this. Let's make this big enough to block. Start here. Feed the swarm, feed the cycle pretty good. Should I just hold that up? Play the Zealot. The Zealot blocks well as well on this board, though. It means I have to kind of take another turn off, but I think I can deal with that. I'm just going to try to sit behind my defenses here for a little while. And I got a lot of card draw on hand if I can find a way to use it. Like, if I can untap and they haven't really done much more to this board that's super threatening, I think that's looking pretty decent in my favor. Interesting to attack with a 2/2 as well. Oh, I see, because they both get Death Touch. Yeah, I mean, am I fine just doing this? I think I am. Into Wary Watchdog, that's fine against my Lamenter. That doesn't do a ton. Play Helpful Hunter. If I draw a land exactly off of Lamenter, I can hold up Unexpected Assistance if I play it, as long as it's an untapped land. Getting the Sky Swimmer down is also really good. Because I can start pressuring with a flyer. That might be good as well. Need to find some life gain here. Yeah, let's get a flyer down. They're at 32. I have to close out this game somehow. Alright, 5 mana. Does that open up Wistfulness here now? I might discard Monolith to Unexpected Assistance, unless I draw like 3 lands or something, because there's not too many more turns that I could actually activate that. It's pretty good. It's a 5/4. Yeah, it's big enough that I probably have to use Feed the Cycle on it, unfortunately. Well, maybe not. Okay, now I can still Unexpected Assistance, because this thing has Convoke. Or has Vigilance, so let's do this. And the nice little Blight synergy here. So yeah, the synergy with the Lamenter and Blighting, has proved to be quite nice. Pummeler, alright, that will eat the Feed the Cycle. What's not super great here? Probably just this. Well, like I said, this is not... The Preacher actually... Can I figure out ways to repeatedly tap it? Not currently. I can just attack and gain a couple life. I don't think I need the Monolith with the amount of cards I have in the hand, honestly. So let's do that. Shimmer Creep, pretty good. But let's do... I don't really need to attack this turn. Getting the extra Surveil off of this, casting this on their turn, is actually going to be quite nice. So let's do Sprite. Let's do Preacher. And then cast Feed the Cycle. on their upkeep here. Get an extra couple surveils, so let's resolve that. I don't think I need either of these at that point. Or at this point, I mean, so let's resolve. And if they just draw a land, all they have is the Vanguard activation here, which is pretty good for me. I have double removal spell, I've got more card draw on board, I've got Shimmer Creep, I've got the inevitability here, unless there's some insane draw. That is a pretty good rare, but I got a couple flyers, I can deal with that. Well, yeah, that does do nicely against the current board here. I might just chump just to preserve my life total. This 1/1's not doing a ton. Keep out, not actually super great with a with the Water Shaper on board here now. So let me actually do this. Play Shimmer Creep, attack with my flyers. Now I have 2 blockers to block their other attackers here. And if Water Shaper becomes tapped for whatever reason, I can use Keep Out. Okay. All right. Now we're looking fine. There are some powerful permanents still left. You know, Selfless Safe Right, Tristan, Greenbelt Guardian becoming a 5/5 trample's pretty good. But I do have the SWAT away. Let's just kind of bounce that eventually. I don't think that's really worth keeping on top at this point. So let's draw 2 lands instead. See if we find anything here. Getting rid of a counterspell, that's good to get rid of, and Radiant Strike would have been fine, maybe. We are all in on flyers, I think, this game here. I'm going to do this. I still have nowhere to run on board, but maybe I can get them to pump their mana or something. I don't know. That way they can't activate Vanguard. So let's go to blockers. Hexproof is not going to work here. Okay, put that back on their top. Probably putting it on top, I would think. Yeah. Back on top. Land. Now they can use Vanguard. I might start trying to push a little bit more. If I attack with Shimmer Creep, they block with Water Shaper and something else. And that way it trades with... It would trade with Watchdog. Is that good enough? That doesn't seem good enough. They're going to use this to draw the Guardian here. Unless they find something better. If I can draw another instant speed removal for the Water Shaper and then keep out after they pump their mana into that, that probably seals this game, but... Found a few land here in a row. Looks like they have a tough decision. I might have found something better than the Guardian. What could be better? Is Wistfulness better? I mean, it's just a 6/5 that... I guess it does draw 2, discard 1. Which could be better. But it's just a 6/5. I can keep jumping. They have to find answer to my flyers. Oh, that's an answer to the flyers. And makes their Watchdog big enough to attack through everything I have. So I see why they did that. That is pretty good for them. Oh, I could actually destroy the enchantment before it fights here. They're still going to trade, but I haven't found a better use for this, so let's give it a try. That's kind of funny here. This isn't super great against Adept Water Shaper, but it is attacking or blocking, so it actually maybe isn't that bad as a result. Is the 4/4? I think I could probably do better than this. They're still going to fight, it's still going to die, but... it at least kind of forces them to not be able to attack with a 5/3 indestructible here. Don't have another creature, please. They had another creature. That gets them another creature. Yeah, that's a Kithkin. And a land. And a Kithkin. Okay, here's more stuff. Alright, well... keeping the protective response seems worse now. But it's not going to do anything against an attacking creature, so I have to try to trigger it against a blocking creature here. $18 cards in my left in my deck here. What does that even do again? Alright, that will put 15 counters on something at some point. So they block, let's see, there's no sort of lethal yet. So they double block, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Nope. It won't do it. Doesn't have reach, so... yeah, I mean, a couple of untimely lands here. I still need some extra help. I've used Glimmer Burst. If I used my Unexpected Assistance, I've gotten rid of Requiem Monolith, so I don't have a ton of card draw left here. Slumbering Walker could get back my flyer, which would be pretty good, because I've lost one, but I do have a second one in this deck. Alright, they're spending some time here, so they're thinking. Champion of Doosan is a Trampler. An indestructible 4/2 Trampler. Take 5. They play creature. Okay. All right. Perfect. What about now? Double block, can't block, block. Take 5. No, next turn maybe, but we have to do some blocking as well now. Okay. Yeah, all these lands have definitely hurt us. Alright, there's the Wistfulness. We can get rid of something that doesn't really matter here. I guess, actually, I just realized putting that Changeling on top earlier could have returned the Dragon Storm. I don't know if that would have been good enough in the moment, but it was an option. Sure. Oh yeah, that's an enchantment. I forgot. Okay. That's actually pretty decent. That requires me to do some extra chumping here. So attack, they double block, block. Yep, this is not looking good. I need to draw something. All of their creatures are lethal here. That is not something. Wow, I can't believe I lost that one. That's kind of wild to me. But here we are, just not doing anything. So if they attack all, 4 blockers, 6 attackers, yeah, I just lose. That's kind of wild. Man. I'm the card draw deck. I didn't draw any cards. I just drew all my lands there in a row. They were at like 37 life, so that kind of had something to do with it. Yeah, alright. Wow. Okay, back on the play here. This is usually the card I bring in on the play. It's probably good enough. Usually you can just kind of cheese a win early on. What else wasn't super great there? Protective Response, still fine, even though they have the Water Shaper. Maybe something like that on the play is a little worse. Yeah. Let's try it. Okay. Did not like the end of that game there. That was probably more user error than anything else. a better player would have won that game, I think. So that in my seat, that was probably on me a little bit. And those are the kind of losses that are, the ones that feel bad are the ones that you just like, you enter the match and you just lose, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you mana screwed or whatever, and those feel bad. But it almost feels worse when you're like, I know I could have and probably should have won that, but didn't. So that is more just like user error than it is any sort of luck-based thing. Now, granted, I ran into a little bit of luck there at the end and drawing a lot of lands, but I mean, I drew 43 cards in my library. I'm going to draw lands at some point. So it is what it is. Can we recover in game 3 here? There's Saboteur. All right, hopefully it can survive and kind of do its thing here. All right, no answer. I think I'm just going to hold up Dazzling Denial and just try to counter the next play. All right, let's see if Dragonstorm can find me a land here. Yikes. Wow, okay, that's not very good. If he finds removal here, then I'm in trouble. No removal. Now I could be relatively okay. Oh yeah, that's a dragon. I doubt he's going to want to use the leopard to kill the core here, but it's maybe possible. I don't know. I think I'm just going to hold up Lightfoot Technique. That way if he goes for removal, I can protect it as long as it's damaged based or destruction based. Not exile based. Please no like Airdo or something. I do still have liminal hold though. What would be really bad here? I feel like all their rares are manageable to play against at this point. I'm kind of all in on this Saboteur. That's fine. Alright, I'm tapping out of protection for 1 turn. I don't have more removal currently, so if he plays another creature... It looks like they're targeting it now, so it might be Saboteur might have gotten in for 16, and then I have to figure out a way to do the last 4 here on my own. I've also left them with a 4-4, which is notable. Okay, that makes my keep out a whole lot worse. And then here goes Saboteur. All right, got ourselves a game now. Okay, feed the cycle. Is good, but I'm in a weird spot. They only have 1 card left. If it's not removal, so I play Shimmer Creep. They go to 3. Next turn, I feed the cycle the Water Shaper, and I'm able to attack with Shimmer Creep and still have Lightfoot Technique up. All that is really good, but if Shimmer Creep dies, I take 8, and then more bad things. Oh, they go to 2, I forgot. Okay, I see a path to victory through Shimmer Creep. I also see a path to... This could go wrong if Shimmer Creep dies. Please don't attack. Because I don't think I can block. I mean, if they have Blossoming Defense to take down my creature, I can't risk that. I just have to hope Shimmer Creep can do the work. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take it here. Not worth risking losing my creature. Okay. Sure. Alright, Blossoming Defense would not be good here. See what it is. Oh no! Oh, it's the 5-drop. It's Selfless Save. Nope, it's Blossoming Defense. Okay. Alright, what can I do about that? I guess the answer is play a flyer. Okay. They have 1 turn to find removal or reach. Oh, okay, get the 5/4 back, yeah. Take 9? What was the draw? Wicker Folk. All right, we got it. Wow. Whew, yeah, great games. DiabolicMachine, those are always tough matches against you. You're a great player and really enjoy them, and lots of back and forth. Really tight game too there, and good luck in the rest of the league. With that win, we are the closest we've ever been to the left side of the leaderboard, and by closest, I mean we are literally 1 spot away. We're in 12th with that record of 12-7. Our opponent match win percentage still looking pretty decent to help us out in the eventual tiebreaker in the end. From here, we need to go 8-3 to finish out this league. If we can get a win in our next one, there's a chance we jump up into the top 10, but as I mentioned in the intro, that will not hold for the rest of the week, as some other players will also jump over us, end up 14-6 and better. But 12-7, it's a pretty decent start. Our Shadowmoor pool's been doing well. We got one more match with it here. We're going to see if we can do well in tomorrow's match. Thanks for tuning in today, and I will see you next time here at Daily Draft.